there, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Real Talk with Dr. White. And today I'm super excited. We have an amazing guest, Miss Lanerra Gray. She is a special education teacher in her second year, and she is rocking it out. Lanerra, how are you doing today?
I am doing great. I'm super excited to be here today and to get this opportunity to talk to everybody about my experiences as a second year teacher.
Oh my goodness, not just a second year teacher, but you teach special education. And I know across the United States, it's hard to get people to stay in special education. And I am so glad that you are here to spread why you love it and why you do this every day. So just jump right into it. We talked about how you can search YouTube and there are thousands of videos about why I quit teaching or why, don't teach. But we are here to spread why you should teach and why it is so rewarding, some positive news. So tell me your why.
So one of my main reasons of why I wanted to be a teacher to begin with was all the teachers that I had before me. I cannot think of all my teachers were lovely. Like if I could still talk to my kindergarten teacher today, I would, but I don't know how to contact her. Like she does not have a Facebook account. But I just love the thought of being able to create a safe space for kids to come into because not everybody has a great home life. So being able to do that at school, at your work, it really does something to my heart. And just being a Christian woman, I always just want to make sure that I'm inviting everybody in and everybody's just loving the space. And I feel like being a teacher, you do that. Like even if you don't have children, you do have children. Like I love all 8 of my children in my class. And that's just the beauty of it all. I get to see them every single day. Regardless of the day they had before, I still get to come in the next day and love on them. And I think it's beautiful that I get to be able to do this.
Absolutely. Now, you mentioned you have 8 students. Tell us specifically, what do you do in your school? What level do you work with in special education?
So I am I'm a functional skills teacher, life skills, and I do social studies and science. And by life skills, I mean life skills. So I work with my kids. We wash dishes. We let the dishwasher. We wash clothes. We cook. We bake cookies for the school on Friday, which is fun for me because I'm 23. So all the stuff that like I'm teaching them, it's like I feel like I'm kind of learning with them. Like in my day, like my personal life, I don't separate clothes by colors, but you're supposed to. So I really like teach my kids that. So that's what I do. But my kids also rotate. Like I said, I do social studies, science, and life skills. They rotate so they still get the high school experience. So they also go to a math class, they go to a reading class with their other teacher, and then I get the other group. So pretty much about every day, I'm seeing about 20 ish so students because they rotate.
Love that. I think it's great that you are pouring into your students' life skills to help them thrive in life once they leave you, Lanera. Thank you for what you do, because I know it's not easy. What still excites you about teaching and today? I know this is your second year. You were the student teacher of the year for in your university. You're a grad student, your graduate assistant. You've got a lot going on. So what keeps that excitement for you?
I think what keeps me excited about teaching is no day's the same. Like I could come in one day and everything could be peaches and rainbows, like lovely. I could come in another day and it may not be the same. But I get the opportunity to come into work every day and learn something new. I get to put on a different hat every day. It's just the beauty of, especially of my job. Every day is not the same for me in SPED. And I really love that. Some days I may have a behavior that I'm dealing with. Other days I may not have a behavior I'm dealing with. So just being able to come in and to know that I have something new to look forward to every day honestly excites me. And then my coworkers as well. I love my students, but my coworkers really keep me grounded. And it's not been one day where I've not left work getting in the car laughing at something that they did, they said, or a moment that we had together, like at dismissal or waiting for our students to get off the bus. And I just get super excited about that. And I feel like as a teacher, especially the negativity with it, you have to find something to be excited about every
Right.
day. Like
Absolutely.
every morning I wake up, I'm like, I'm gonna go get coffee today. I'm gonna spend the money on the coffee. I'm
Uh-huh.
gonna go to work, and I tell myself every morning, "You're going to have a great day."
That's great.
I get to choose the type of day I'm gonna have, and if I tell myself every day that I'm gonna have a great day, that's my affirmation for the day, and I'm gonna stand by it. Like regardless if I have one bad moment, that does not dictate the way my day goes, and I try to live by that every single day I come into work.
You are so wise at such a young age. You're absolutely right. That positive affirmation, your self talk is so important because you just said something that's so key. It's just a moment. It's not, doesn't have to be the whole week, the whole day. It's a bad moment. And I appreciate you reminding everybody it's important to surround yourself, even if you don't have anybody to pour into you, but you are blessed to have amazing coworkers. But self talk is so important. And get your coffee. You've earned that.
I'm gonna go to September every single morning, every chance I get, and I will spend the $4. I'll be
Yeah.
okay, I
There is
promise.
no judgment here. That is what we say on this show. This is a judgment free zone. So if that is what you choose to do that makes you happy and excited, go for it. So, yes, ma'am. Lanera, what's been one of your biggest challenges in education and how are you working to overcome or work through it?
My biggest fear is what happens to my students, what happens to my babies with IEPs, what happened to those students with 504s. And I feel like I overcome it every day. I said earlier that I'm a Christian, and a Bible verse that I live by, I've lived like ever since I read it in the Bible, it's been something that's been constant to me. And it's Romans 12, 6 through 7. It says, "We have different gifts according to the grace given to each of us. If your gift is prophesying, then prophesy in accordance with your faith. If it is serving, then serve. If it is teaching, then teach. If it is to encourage, then give encouragement. If it is giving, then give generously. If it is to lead, do it diligently. If it is to show mercy, do it cheerfully." My gift is to teach, and I remind myself that every day. And it's not a calling for everybody. I will be honest, teaching is just not for everybody. I've
Mhm.
seen people more times than I can count, like you said earlier, on social media talk about how they left teaching, they didn't want to do it anymore. And it's hard to see, but it's like, okay, well, you had one thing that happened to you that swayed you away from it, or the pay of teaching. Like
Right.
everybody knows teachers don't make a lot of money. I will die on a hill saying I would much rather come into a job that I love every single day and get
Yes.
paid what I get paid than going to a job that I absolutely hate and make
Yes.
6 figures. I just feel like that's me personally. Money is not an issue for me because I know the God I serve will provide. So I just feel like with education, it's just backlash in general. But like I said earlier, you just have to go in every day, find the joy and the beauty in it, and you just pray for the best and just go about your day and walk in faith.
Great advice, Ladera. And I am so excited to hear you say that teaching is your gift. And there are so many educators that this is their gift and they're just amazing. It's not easy, but when you're walking in your gift, it's just a joy each and every day. So, yes, there are. I promise you out there, if you are listening, there are so many more Laneras out here. And we respect those that walk away from teaching because I'm speaking from the administrator side in me. I would much rather you leave than to not be a benefit to the students because you're going to impact them with your negativity or positivity. And we definitely want people who want to be in the classroom and work with our students.
Yes,
Thank you so much for that.
I want to add to what you
Yeah.
just said, Dr. White. Yes, I don't want anybody to think I am shunning anybody who's left education. It simply gets to a point where I understand where you just can't do it anymore, especially like I've seen people with children leave education because they're not able to tend to their kids. They're always at work tending to the students at work, and I understand. And just like Dr. White said, you can just leave before it gets to a point where you're burned out because I know from experience from my first year of teaching, students do know when you're not in a good mood and they feed off that. Like I'm bubbly right now, but some mornings when I come in, like I came in one morning and you could see me walk through the door, tears coming down my eyes. It was not because of work, it was some going on in my life personally. And I walked in, one of my students said, "Miss L, what's wrong with you?" And
Oh,
like nothing is going on. And for the rest of the whole time they were with me, the mood in the classroom just like was down. It was just sad, down. And I had to go to the bathroom and I mean, I hate to say it, I had to lock in. I was like, grow up. You need to
Yeah.
lock in. Your kids really, really need you right now. They need the best version of you. And you just cannot be the best version of yourself if you're not all in, like you're not all in for it. So if you feel like you need to leave education, I feel like that's what you need to do because you don't want to string kids along and not be there 100% for them. It's just not fair to them or to their parent or to your administrator if you're not all in when it's somebody out there who really wants a job. They just can't because somebody
Yeah.
who doesn't want it is filling the position.
Yes, there are so many people that would love to be in your shoes, Lanera. And I love what you said at the very beginning that you get to do this. We get to go in and impact so many students. So, again, thank you for what you are doing. How do you push back against the negativity in education and keep going, not just for yourself, but for the other people around you?
For myself, I always tell people who say, "Oh, I couldn't do that." I tell them, "Well, good thing you don't have to." That's
Yes.
you don't have to. You don't have to come to school every morning like I
Mhm.
am, because this is what I love to do. And I tell them like, if you don't like, you didn't have to take the ed TPA. You didn't have to do the practice exams, and that's okay. This
Right.
isn't something you wanted to do, so you don't have to tell me anything negative about it because it's not your career. And I just don't like it. Like if I can say if it's one thing about that I don't like about the profession of teaching, it's all the backlash we get for it. This isn't your career. And another quote that I have is, and I love this quote. I always tell people this because I know it gets under their skin. It's teaching is a profession that creates all other professions. Regardless of what you do in your life, where you are, you had to have a teacher to get you
Yeah.
to that point. You didn't just wake up one day and decide you wanted to be a lawyer. You had some type of teacher,
Right.
and for teachers to be shunned the way they are, you had teachers growing up. So you
Absolutely.
had somebody who poured into you in some way, shape, or form to get you where you are today. So I feel like we should all remember that. And the second part of that question was not for myself, but others. I feel like the negativity with teaching for others, like for my students or just students in general, I feel like myself and all teachers, we do this because we truly love not just teaching, but we love to be able to pour into students. Like I said earlier, not every student has a perfect home life, and it's okay. Like you just have to remember, you have to know that. Like for example, I know a coworker, she posted her wish list, her Amazon wish list, and I went to look at it. It was no supplies on her wish list really. Like she had a few things like paper, pencils. The rest of the things on her wish list were band-aids, pads, deodorant, soap, like little bags for kids to take home if they didn't have the necessities they need. And I feel like that's what teachers like, that's what we are. That's the embodiment of teachers. We
That's
know, like,
why I
we're
don't
parents.
know
We're
about.
parents away from home. Yeah. So
Yeah.
I feel like the pushback for that, like, parents or people in general don't understand that even though we work 7 to 2, whatever your hours are, I work 7 to 2. I still work more when I get home. Like
Hmm.
on my mind most of the time, like all summer, I've been thinking about my students. I went out to lunch with some of my students because it's like I'm away from you for 2 months. I need to see you. I need to know how you're doing. And
Yes.
for me to not be able to see you or like in this time, it makes me so anxious and nervous because it's like I want you to know I still love you, but you can't see me because you don't have my number. So
Right.
I feel
Right.
like that's what people don't get to see from educators. Like what they're doing in their personal life, how like we think about our students all the time, and I would not trade it for the world. Like that's how much I love what I do. Like if I just love it so much, it just makes me so excited.
It's permeating through this computer screen. It is clear that you love your students, and I'm sure the parents are, they so appreciate you because it's hard for parents that have children with disabilities to be able to trust their students to an adult all day long because their students are dealing with so many things, and a lot of your students sometimes they can't articulate what may be going on. So Lanera, I'm sure you are doing a marvelous job. And the fact that your students, you wanted to know how they're doing over the summer, that speaks volumes. So thank you. All right. So, what is something you want to share with new teachers to help them thrive in the field of education? This is your second year. You're fortunate to be in the same position in a high school with students with disabilities. What's something you think new teachers should hear?
Let me first say this first off. I am not perfect. I'm not a guru. I just know what I know from my experiences. So for new teachers, first year, or you're just now starting your career in general in teaching, or you're at a new school, I just want to share that. But I just want to share with y'all that it's okay to it's okay to say you're tired. It's okay to take a day off. Like it really is okay. I want to say for the first few months of work, I felt terrible for taking a day off. I was like, "Oh, I shouldn't take a day off. Like I should not do this." I have personal days. I have sick days. And just like for your mental. Like I I'm not going to sit up and say teaching is the easiest thing in the world because it's not. Like you make a thousand micro decisions every day. You're making decisions left and right, whether you know it or not. You're making small decisions for the safety of your students every single day. So take that mental health day, and when you take that day, you do not have to reply to any of your coworkers.
That's
You put
right.
your phone on do not disturb. You keep your pajamas on all day. You get your favorite snack. You sit on the couch. You watch your favorite movie. Mine is Harry Potter. Mine is Wicked. It's Hamilton. I'm gonna sit on the couch and I'm gonna watch that on my mental day if I take a day off. And another thing I just want to share is to just find the beauty in it. I know I've said it multiple times, but I'm telling you, if you find beauty and joy in your work, it is going to change your full perspective on what you do. You have to, not you have to, you get to come into work every day and you get to see these students. You get to choose if you're going to have a good day or not. So just go ahead and choose to have a good day. Your
Yeah.
kids know, and just make sure you're loving on your students. I'm not saying you have to give them candy, but some students just need a little more love than others. So just make sure you're affirming them. Good
Yeah.
job. Good job here and there. Sit with your students at lunch. Like, I have a beanbag in my classroom, for example. I call it my chill out zone for when my students are finished with their work and they really just need a brain break. When they go sit over there on the beanbag and they're like, I have little fidget toys over there. I'll go sit on the floor with them, like crisscross applesauce, and I'll talk to them. Are they really wanting me to talk to them after I've sat up there and made them do work? Probably not. But I'm putting my best foot forward every day. I'm talking to them, letting them know that I'm here, and I feel like not even just for SPED, this is for everyone. You putting your best foot forward every day really just goes to show how much you care about these kids. And when you show you care about the kids, it is a reflection on you to the parents. The parents know the type of person you are, and I feel like that is just super great. And another thing is also building rapport with parents. I know
Yeah.
I'm just yapping,
No,
but
this is important.
especially for SPED, for your kids who are nonverbal, I have realized my communication with parents literally made my year what it was.
Hmm.
And by that I mean I'm talking about over communicating. I'm like I'm telling you, like, oh, he had this type of day. This is what he did today. Especially once again for those nonverbal students, like some of my kids can't go home and tell their mom and dad what type of day they had. So I've literally like took it as so far as to like do a day in the life of a student when we go on a community based instruction field trip. Like,
Yes.
hi, like we're getting on the bus. We're about to go through the corn maze because the student won't be able to go home and tell his mom or dad that. So I realized just communicating with the parents and just making sure they know what's going on, it just really makes everything so much smoother. Like from the IP meetings to holidays, just all of that stuff, making sure you do that really, once again, shows that you care about your job, and it just helps you build relationships. Like the same parents that I'm talking about, like just letting them know what their child's doing, the parents have texted me this summer and sent me pictures of what their child is doing this summer.
Oh,
And I feel like that really shows the relationship that you build with families. It's like
yes.
oh, he's swimming right now. It's like you didn't have to text me that, but it really like makes my heart smile that you felt comfortable with letting me know, oh, this is what he's doing right now. And you sending me a video of him like saying, tell Miss L hi. It's like, oh my God.
Yes.
Like how blessed am I that I get to love some of God's most special creation. It just makes me smile. I'm just so bubbly about it.
That just warms my heart to hear that. And you have hit on some key things, the importance of building relationships early, and communication solves many of all the world's problems if people would just do that and over communicate. It's better to over communicate instead of not communicating. And I would love, I'm already telling you, I'm going to need you back, because a lot of special education teachers, they struggle with that bit of communication, or I'm going to say it's an opportunity for growth, because we do know, which we won't get into today, you do have those IEP meetings. And I know some teachers have great anxiety about that, but I just think it's about building that trust, those relationships, number one, with your students. The students come home happy and back to how the same way the parents sent them to school, and then you're communicating with the parents, letting them know day by day how their child how they performed in your room. So that just made my day right here. We could end here, but I do want to give you an opportunity. Lanerra has an Amazon wish list. We are going to post in the comments. We're going to post above, below. I would love for you to wipe that list out for her. Lanerra, is there anything else you want to leave us with?
I feel like I've yapped a bunch already. Um, I just want to leave you all, especially first year teachers. I know this is my second year. First year teachers really make the most of your year. Um, it makes you nervous going in as a 22-year-old or 23, however, first of all, however old you are. If it's your first year teaching, you can be 50, you can be 20, but however old you are, you go in with confidence and you go in with boldness. I'm just remembering my first day last year and I was so nervous. Like I just knew I messed up. I went into my supervisor's office at the end of the day. I was like, I suck at this. Like y'all need somebody more equipped. And when I got home, I was like, "You're so dramatic. Like it was your first day. You just got out of college. You don't really like. It's gonna change. Like you just calm down." So when
Oh,
you go in on your first day, go in with confidence and just know your students. Like if you mess up, they don't know that you mess
I
up.
don't know.
You keep going. You keep talking. And later on in the school year, when you're comfortable and like you've built a community, you can then tell them, "Yeah, I mess up on the first day." But
Yeah.
I just would say that. And also, you can also build relationships with kids that are not in your class. I cannot tell you how many students, like gen ed students that I don't teach, stop by my classroom, ask me if they can TA for me. No, you can't, but thanks for asking. And it's just so fun. I just praying everybody has a great school year. And also, if I'm gonna leave my socials with Dr. White. So if you want to yap it up with me or get some coffee, I'm always down for a chat. And thank you for this opportunity, Dr. White. I had the best time talking to you today.
Absolutely. I can't stop smiling. My cheeks are hurting from just listening to you talk about the joy of education. So, again, viewers, we're going to leave all Lanerra's information. Please clear her Amazon wish list out. And again, there are so many people that love teaching, and we are about spreading the good news in education and speaking positively about our profession. So, if you know of anybody that wants to share their story, please email me at info@course.com, and we would love to have you.